Hello everybody and welcome back live to the Simraceway Sunday race-off. We're here today for the final few moments of qualifying in the second of the skill quad races. This of course is the one after James' triumphant victory in the first of tonight's races. So this one is the second race on the list for the 6 to 700 skill quants. So we've got a bit more of a full field for this one. We've got Racer Fan on pole currently, Zernovic in P2, Solid Ice third, Urban Ziski P4, VKS8 in P5 with Hall still yet to set a time in 7th place, but still looking quite close out there at the moment. But Racer Fan has got himself 1.3 seconds to the rest of the field, so his nearest competitor of course Zernovic, who's P2 at the moment, 1.3 away from the leader, and as the session ticks in towards those final few moments, he's got a lot of time and not a lot of time to find it. A lap around this place, as we say, it's quite hefty, quite a long one. About 1 minute 39 or so we're looking at. The pole times are 1:31. So he's got himself really one more lap now. He should, provided he doesn't make a mistake, be able to set another time. But he's gone wide there off turn number 3. And that is going to cost him immensely as he tries to get that car straightened back up again. So he may just get one more shot. But right now, Racer Fan's going to definitely get one more shot. He goes into the final corner. Mine's Solid Ice there in P3. That wasn't going to play out too hefty. You don't want to try and overtake through there. It widens out on the exit, but the entrance is so narrow it really can throw you off guard. So you can see the session will end in 1 minute. Racer Fan crosses the start finish line. He gets one more attempt to try and extend his pole time. I think he got a bit too close to the wall there. He almost breached track boundaries, and always a big slide there. Oh, you talk about throwing the car around. He really is throwing it around with quite some force as well. So Zernovic still on track as well. Solid Ice back in the pit lane. Urban Ziski still there. We'll see what he can do as the session draws to a close. He's not that far away. He needs to find a little bit of time. 3 tenths down, and possibly the man who's in the best position to score some points is definitely VKS8. He's only 3 tenths away from Urban Ziski. We'll see what he can do. He's got one more lap to try and find something. Over the top of the hill he comes. This is where he needs it. Let's try and keep an eye on what Zernovic's doing. He's coming across the start-finish line now. Doesn't improve. And that's going to be the end of the session almost for him, I think. He's got one more lap to go. So Urban Ziski. Oh, that was close as well. Urban Ziski crosses the line just as it strikes 0. So no improvement there. Hall, however, is on a lap, as is VKS8. Let's see what Hall can do. He's breached track boundary a little bit there as he comes down the hill now. In towards that right-hander. Over the apex he goes, kisses it nicely, and will bring the car in towards that very tight apex. Overtaking through here will be killer. So difficult to try and get your car straightened up, and you can see the weight transition there. The car almost tilts at an angle. VKS8, however, coming towards the end of his lap. Racer Fan also crossing the line. He doesn't improve his time, as we said. He's actually spun it there. Don't do a Michael Schumacher. Get the car off the racing line. Let's keep an eye then on what VKS is going to do. He's going to come across the start-finish line. Can he find it? Oh, he gets closer, but it's not enough. We think he needs to make this lap. Oh, he does. He jumps up. He gets up into P5. He was 2 tenths behind. He's now 2 tenths in front of Hall. Hall, however, is on a lap. Oh, he's hit the tyre wall. They're there for a reason to stop antics like that. They've done their job well. And Hall's going to come across that start-finish line. And I don't think that's going to be in time. He will start this race from P6. Yes, unfortunately no good time there. Zernovic, though, they can see he's coming across. Urban Ziski as well. No, that's the end of the session. So we're going to head to a very short warm-up session now. It's going to be Racer Fan that starts with a dominant pole position. Can he transform it into a dominant race? Stick around, get some popcorn. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so welcome back to the Sunday race-off. We're here for the second race here tonight. Racerfan starts with a dominant pole position. He was so far up on our leaders by the end of the day. What do you say there at the end? I think the times actually came down. Zernovic got coast. He was only just under 100th of a weight, so they really did close up on him at the very end. The remainder of the session, though, he was quick. Will he be quick during the race? There's only one way to find out. We've got one light now. Now we have two. We've got three. We've got four. We've got the engines revving up. And now we have racing at Sonoma. As the car speed down into turn one. Urban just giving it a big start there. Darting over to the inside. The 6 cars power round. They're almost 3 wide for a moment. Racerfan needs to get away and get away quickly. He's doing that this fight, defending the inside line. Urban Disky going around the outside of Zernovic. He may get pushed off. Hold on, Zernovic though, reluctant to give up the inside line. They're still dueling away back there as well. Zernovic goes up the inside. And he'll hold that for that corner. Done a nice job there as well as the rest of the field power behind. So exactly as we predicted, Racerfan tries to speed off in the distance. There goes Solid Ice up the inside. Out of nowhere, charges a move through. Contact there with VKS as well. And Urbanski's gone right down the order, all the way down to P5. Trying to look for P4, that move was completely off the card. Zernovic's been hit with Solid Ice. And it's just like that, that gaggle of cars is all shuffled round. It really is like, they're just being a pack of cards being constantly shuffled at the moment. Zernovic's gone up the inside as well. He's now taken P2 and you can see the cones are collected by Urbanski, who's now back down to P5. Hall takes third at the moment. VKS on his tail as we said. Good slipstreaming point now. The next point of over takes the hairpin. They've both gone wide. It's Rallycross 2.0. And now Solid Ice will pass them. And careful not to hit the barriers. Oh, and a bit of contact there. And the round goes VKS 8. He gets it going again, but that was almost dire. As the cars go through the final corner now to start the second lap out of 8. Racerfan has a 3.9 second gap to the rest of the field while they're all battling away behind him. VKS 8, as you say, you take a look back now at what Hall's doing. He's overtaken Urban Disky there, but Urban's going to try and come back at him. Unfortunately, I couldn't see that working through there. He's got to be very careful. Oh, what a big moment there for Zernovic. He's gone well off. And he somehow rescued the car. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes deep next corner. He does indeed. Hall tries to take advantage. And he does so with great success. He now takes second position. And this is going to be a very close race. The tensions are very high. Oh, and Urbanski's been hit off. Solid Ice makes contact. And Urbanski will not be happy with that. He wants to try and get a position back here. Wouldn't surprise me if Solid Ice needs to let him through. That did not go to plan at all there. But these drivers really taking the whole, bump drafting scenario a bit too seriously, I think. It's off track again there. I think that was Urbanski, who's, as we said, hasn't really had the best of races thus far. Very unlucky race, I think, to say the least. Oh, and off in the background, that is Hall, who's gone completely off. And Urbanski's spun, he's completely pirouetted. Oh, it's Demolition Derby over here. It's gone crazy. The cars have all separated out. And talking of separating out, Racerfan's now got himself a 6.5 second gap over Zernovic, who's also pulling away from Solid Ice. Urbanski and VKS8 are now going to be the main proprietors in the battle. And you can see already VKS8 looking a lot more stronger, it seems. He's in the driver's seat of that battle, really pushing on against Urbanski now. Over the crest of the hill, then down again. Urbanski's gone off. He's going to rejoin. Oh, almost contact there. Urbanski surrenders the position. Hall's in P6, and they ran out of runners so far. So all 6 runners still going on at the moment. And Zernovic has a big lockup through that corner. Solid Ice goes through there seemingly effortless. VKS8 and Urbanski still could be locked in battle if Urbanski. I think Urbanski's got the pace. He just needs to find that consistency. That is what is dropping him down the order. He's having too many minor mistakes, and all those minors add up. And they turn into seconds, which there are no way You're going to be able to redeem them later in the race. Once they're lost, they're probably lost for good. As racer fans finding out now, 6.8 seconds already after just 3 laps of racing. He comes across the start-finish line and he's flying right now. Through turn 1 they go. Let's keep an eye on what Urbanski can do. Just to say that as well, we can see he really does look quick, but he's just not consistent enough. He's having too many little errors. They're costing him big time, and all he's going to take is one massive nudge, whether it be a concrete wall or another car, and it's really going to, unfortunately, put him in the other direction. He's already had a couple of moments here today. He's got a few cars up in front of him, though. We've got Zernovic there as well, who's got a bit wide. VKS also. In fact, Zernovic's gone very wide as he rejoins sideways. Once he goes through, Zernovic, who was second, and now finds himself back in P5. VKS now trying to chase down Solid Ice as well. That is for the current second position battle. So over the curb they come as we push our way through. Racer fan though definitely giving a masterclass at the moment. He's 10 seconds clear from Solid Ice and VKS8. He's going so well at the front of the field. Solid Ice has really got some solid form, if you say. I'll just say that he's a little bit of an off, but nonetheless he's really found that pace. VKS also following suit. Urbanski up to P4, Zernovic following suit, and Hall in P6 at the moment, but slowly catching them at the moment. VKS really getting close now to Solid Ice. As we go down the main straight once again. Solid Ice lifted a lot earlier through there. VKS able to carry a lot more power as they climb the hill. And as they get the power down nice and early, VKS looking in a much stronger position to potentially take this from him as they climb back up again. He clips the apex nicely. Oh, and again, a lot more power through there. Careful. Oh, he's hit the apex. He's off. And he plows into the barriers. And just like that, he's got to get it back on. Bye-bye, says Zernovic. Hall's there as well, who runs over the sign. And VKS cuts the gap off. Hall forced to a very risky inside manoeuvre. VKS reluctant to let him go and barely keeps him under control. Oh, he's been hit! And I think Hall's just saying, well, that's what you get, to be honest. If I was in Hall, like, oh, he's got to stop and go for that. Although, in all honesty, I think that's more just a retaliation. That's the little kid being pushed at school and the kid turning around and thumping the kid who pushed him. Because Hall was taking none of that at all. He wanted that position. He felt he was pushed out of order. And he took it right back, but either way, he's going to tell him to stop and go. Whether that will get revoked or no, we shall have to wait and see. Although, definitely taking no trouble at all today. Back up front, Urbanski taking a much more conservative line, I think, through the final corner. A lot less speed through there, but we're over halfway through this race now. In fact, only 3 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, Racer Fan could well be a man we could watch out for. This is almost like your kind of Formula 3s, Formula 4s, the junior guys, and also as renowned guys coming up through, so maybe new accounts, that sort of thing. Racer Fan is definitely setting the field apart at the moment. He's setting the track alight with those tyres. If they're Pirellis, they'll be exploding because those tyres are on fire. 14.6 seconds clear of the car behind. He's in P2 as well. You know, 14 seconds in front. Racer Fan really does have the potential to be someone great here. It wouldn't surprise me to see him in some of the highest skill races in a few weeks' time. This man's got talent. Solid Ice also doing a nice sturdy job there in P2. Urbanski P3, Zernovic P4. Watch that battle as well. Hall's also getting a bit closer. Although, don't forget, he still may have to serve that stop and go penalty. That's not a given. And as now the field navigate their way into the final few laps or so, Racer Fan starts his 7th out of 8 laps. And a massive thank you to the 45 viewers who we have here today. A massive turnout. So thank you so much for all turning out today. I hope you all enjoying the action you're seeing. Don't forget, we've got the main events coming a little bit later on. We're on race 2 out of 6. The big guns coming right in that 5th and 6th race. They're the ones who are going to be really setting this track alight. And of course, as the races go on, the talent increases, the distance gets longer, the racing gets more competitive. That's the theory. And right now, it's already proven to justify that as well, as we now got a potential penultimate lap battle, as you got Urban Ski and Zernovic really starting to haunt one another. They go through, climbing that hill again. Zernovic has been battling all day long with Urban Ski. He's kind of ironed out those errors now. I say that, I think he's probably taken him to the dry cleaners, because he's looking like a totally different driver. Been no real incidents from him in quite some time, in fact, now. And Urban Ski's just a little bit wide through there, but Hall's also catching these guys. Hall could well be the driver to almost part the Red Sea, if you will. He's catching these two drivers at quite an alarming rate. Let's see what he can do. All he's going to do is keep it clean, keep it consistent. He's got around 2 minutes of action left until he catches them. And look at this, he's gliding over that apex. He's getting quicker and quicker. As we get on towards the final lap and in towards the final few corners, more importantly, as Urban Ski cannot make a mistake, which in his shoes right now may not be the easiest thing in the world. He cannot let pressure go, and Hall has downshifted too quickly. He's got into the pit lane. I think he's trying to get the stop and go. He's just realised he's got the stop and go, and that has destroyed any chance he's had of getting himself back through the field. My goodness me, I think it's been caught. Oh, it has been contact. VKS8 has hit the wall. So VKS is catching them now. Urban Ski is pushed on. What's happened there?
This is the final lap. Keep it going.
The final lap's got underway, but what on earth has happened there? There's been some argy-bargy at some point. VKS has got a chance at Zernovic. Hall's in the pit lane. But Urban Ski's just powered out of nowhere at 7 seconds. But talking of gaps as well, you cannot ignore what Racer Fans achieved. He's about to come across the line very shortly. Running that car ragged here today. VKS is now coming in towards the final few moments of his lap. He wants to try and catch Zernovic. Maybe go for a bit of a move. Oh, and Racefanger's a bit wide. In fact, he's very wide. He's power sliding around the final corner. And a powerful way to end a victory. 15 seconds clear of your nearest competitor. Racer Fan comes across the start finish line and he wins the Sunday race off. Second split. He'll be so happy with that one. He streams across. Very, very difficult with that. Absolutely spectacular. 15 seconds. Cannot argue with that. Here comes solid ice. And a very sturdy P2. Great job avoiding all the carnage. Urban Ski, despite all the flaws, he found the consistency he so desired in the end. He takes home P3 and will hold his head high, rounding out your podium finishers. 4th place will be Zernovic, who holds off VKS8. And 6th place will be Hall, who unfortunately had to suffer that stop and go penalty for ramming. I believe it was actually Zernovic earlier on. There was a bit of contact. Hall got pushed. Hall retaliated with a knockout punch. And Hall was disqualified, and the referee sent him back to his blue corner. And right now comes through the final corner to take home P6. But it's been a tremendous showing here by all 6 drivers. Thank you so much for tuning in, to all 42 of you. If you want to get involved, head over to simraceway.com. But from me, Liam Jenkins, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you in a few moments' time for the 3rd race of tonight for the skill quant of 700 to 800.